The first question you are probably wondering is, what is capital punishment? Capital punishment is a lawful infliction of death as a punishment. Some refer to this as the death penalty. The methods of killing someone on death row involves 8 different options: beheading, hanging, gas chamber, lethal injection, fire squad, electric chair, guillotine, and stoning. Why is the death penalty a growing problem?
Innocence. The wrongful execution of an innocent person is an injustice that can never be rectified. Since the reinstatement of the death penalty, 144 men and women have been released from death row nationally.
Recently, Deborah Milk spent 22 years on death row in Arizona after being convicted of conspiring to murder her son on the evidence of a police officer whose track record of lying under oath was concealed from the court. In another case, Glenn Ford, who spent 30 years on death row in Louisiana for a murder he did not commit, found himself fighting for both his life, he has stage 4 cancer, and for a measly $330,000 in compensation that he is owed, but which the state of Louisiana is resistant to paying. Another reason why it's a growing problem is because administering the lethal drug has been very problematic. Recently, several states have encountered trouble determining the right combination of execution drugs. This has caused many people who are being executed to go through cruel and unusual punishment, which is against the law. If that is not reason enough to consider this a problem, think about this. Between 1976 and 2000 of November, at least 35 mentally disadvantaged individuals were executed in the U.S., since 6 of them were in Texas jails. Experts estimate that as many as 15% of the 3,000 men and women on the nation's death row suffer from mental retardation. Some of the most recent executions of mentally retarded inmates occurred in late 2000. Tony Chambers, a black man who's been convicted of raping and murdering an 11-year-old girl in 1990. Although DNA evidence has proven that he is not the perpetrator, he confessed to the crime and will probably be executed shortly. The only thing remarkable about the case is that it took police 11 hours to extract the confession from Tony. His IQ is in the 50s, and he has a mental age of 6. Normal intelligence is a 100. It should have taken only a few hours for a competent police force to extract the confession of any crime, from a murder to a bank robbery, from a person with an IQ at that level. Why are innocent people put on death row? Innocent people are put on death row because everyone makes mistakes. Although the justice system also makes mistakes, these mistakes are unforgivable. Mistakes are made when there's overpopulation, pressure from the victim's family, and carelessness. The best solution would be to outlaw capital punishment. Since the turn of the 20th century, many studies have been conducted on the deterrent effect of capital punishment. More often than not, the results have proved inconclusive. No hard evidence exists to verify the theory that the threat of such a harsh punishment will sway criminals from their actions. In fact, some statistics state that the opposite is true. In some instances, states that employ capital punishment have a higher incidence of homicide than neighboring states that do not employ the death penalty.